Okay, good evening and welcome to the College of Lake County Board of Trustees meeting, June 28, 2016. Indeed, the regular meeting, and I have a call to order.
Mr. Anderson. Dr. Kerrigan.
Here.
Ms. Goshgarian. Here. Dr. Griffin.
Here.
Ms. Howland. Mrs. Olschlager. Here. Ms. Paul. Mr. Kondenar.
Here. The next item is the 1.2 approval of the agenda. And before asking for approval, I have a few announcements to make on the agenda. So, agenda item 11.3, which is the full-time employment 2017 administrative professional specialist and full-time faculty personnel. There are 3 new pages, page 145, 148, and 156 at your places. Employee Sandra Swab, Michael Welsh, and Lynn Weichert were inadvertently omitted from the agenda item and now are highlighted as pages. So everybody should have that. The agenda item 6.8, policy 909, responsible use of technology, page 42. Please note that the red text with the strike through marks is an error in this language will remain. As this agenda item is on first reading, this will be corrected for the second reading. Agenda item 8.1 is a biddable item, which is the IT security assessment, page 83 and 84. Is asked to be postponed to the August meeting. And agenda item 11.3, full-time employment, Vice President of Marketing, Research, Innovation will be postponed indefinitely. And we will hold the following agenda item for closed session discussion, which is 11.1 terminations, page 116. I will request a closed meeting under the Illinois statute 5 ILCS 120 and section 2C1, employment, compensation, and discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body, and section 2C6, the setting of a price for the sale or lease of property owned by the public body. There will be action after the closed meeting. And Board Secretary Richard Anderson is not in attendance tonight. In accordance with our board policies, I need to appoint a Secretary Pro Tem so that we are aligned and able to sign documents after tonight's meeting. I've asked Trustee Jeanne Goshgarian if she would do that tonight. She's accepted. And now I will ask for the approval of the agenda. Roll call, please.
Mr. Kondenar.
Aye.
Ms. Paul.
Aye.
Dr. Kerrigan.
Aye.
Ms. Goshgarian.
Aye.
Dr. Griffin.
Aye.
Mrs. Olschlager.
Aye.
Next is the public hearing on the fiscal 2017 budget, pages 1 through 2. And I'm going to call the hearing to order on the budget. And on May 20th, 2016, in addition to the Daily Herald and the Lake County News, Sun newspapers, a public notice was published indicating CLC's tentative budget for July 1st, 2016 through June 30th, 2017 will be available for public review and inspection, and has been in the Finance Department. Administrative Affairs has made the budget more readily accessible by providing the locations where the public can inspect the FY2017 budget. In addition, the Grays Lake campus and the CLC public website copies are now available for public inspection at the Lakeshore, South Lake campus, and Vernon Hills, Keegan, Antioch, and the Honda libraries have accepted copies for public inspection as well. Now, before I open it for questions from the audience, I'd like Ken to talk a little bit more to us all about our proposed budget.
Based on the public comment, we tried hard to make sure the document got wider distribution so there'd be more chance for feedback. Unfortunately, we really didn't see any questions, so that being said, We know this year's budget is based on approximately 80% of state funding. And we base that as a conservative assumption, given the thought that the governor's budget was recommending 90% funding to the community colleges. Though we're a little concerned at hearing that may be adjusted down to 60%. So if that's the case, we'd be recommending coming back to the September board meeting to make whatever adjustments would be necessary. But otherwise, we believe we have an appropriate budget before the board today, and we're hoping for your approval.
What's that dollar amount then?
It's probably about $2 million differential between 80% and 60%. So we would have to come back with about $2 million worth of adjustments.
Gotcha.
And we have a budget task force meeting tomorrow morning, kicking off to look at options that we can bring forward if we need them.
And one of our strategies, we spoke to the board before, was creating this college-wide input on the budget, and we're going to kick that off soon, the whole budget committee throughout the year. I'd also like to just add to what Ken said. I really, and you'll see this later in the item, there's a transfer of funds to balance the budget from FY16, but with only getting 27% of our allocation, right? About 2.1 million, 27%. And everybody tightening down, and of course we had to take some stronger measures than we would have liked to take. But with doing all of that, we're going to propose with some transfers from the O&M fund. We hope as little as $1 million, but for safety's sake, we're putting in 2. So we hope we'll have a balanced budget for FY16 also. So.
Great.
Question, so then with us finding out that now we're at the end of FY16 and we're finding out we got 27% from the state, are you hearing any movement from Springfield that your budget at 80% of funding is realistic?
Well, no, we're hearing to the contrary. I've heard from ICCB's professional staff that it might more likely be 60%. We know Dr. Weber has been lobbying our membership to put a little bit more back, so there's a little bit of give and take between 60 and 80. We won't know what's going to be the final number until they adopt it, but we're preparing for the likelihood of a possibility of it only being 60%.
Well, 60% is more than twice
Oh.
what the allocation is this year. So if we find that we have the same experience as FY16 has turned out to be, are you able to make that adjustment within the budget that's being proposed?
That'll be the hope.
Well, that'll be the hope.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't like
have
that
to
word.
tell you though, that'll be the hope, but honestly, and we said this to the employee groups, if we get that level of very low state funding, we're going to have to look at the off and furloughs. But we'll be able, I think we'll have a sense of all of that by August. In fact, there were bills, I'm going to talk about this a little bit later, but there were bills filed today, and I'll go through them a little bit in the comments, and then Dr. Griffin's been talking to our state senators too, so we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I think at least isn't the discussion or what you're hearing in public discussion is that they're not going to leave higher ed out to dry this year.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they decided.
Right, okay, one other comment. I looked at the public notice, and the public notice says the budget is available for people to look at in this facility, but you're making it available in other facilities as well. And I don't think you need to put that in the public notice. I'm not suggesting.
But I'd like to in the future, though.
Well, I would add, don't put in where it's not available for them to see. We could get in more trouble for saying it's there if it turns out it's not there, because we're only really required to
Correct.
have it in one place. But I was wondering what kind of awareness to the public. I mean, does anybody know it's at these libraries?
We did press releases. We made sure we posted it on our website. I wish we could have done more, but we did a lot. And I'm more concerned about the statute saying making it conveniently available. Those are the words that it uses, and just making it available here at the district doesn't sound very convenient. But if it's on our website, if we're making it available in the local libraries, if we're making sure all of our campuses have a copy, I feel like we're at least trying to go the extra mile.
Oh, I think it's wonderful because we haven't done that in the past. And so I applaud that your effort at doing that. I think that's great. I just wondered if we did anything to let people know. And I think absolutely having it on the website makes perfect sense.
And they also made sure that it was on the front of the website, not buried into the website. So communications did a great job bringing it up front, so it worked right fine.
Thank you, good.
Ken, are we able to track how many hits it gets on the website?
I'm sure we could. I'll ask for that. That's a good statistic to have.
Yeah.
I'll ask now for any questions from the audience regarding the 2017 budget. Okay, hearing none, I will declare the public hearing closed.